Jocelyn Manzanares, and today I'm going to be sharing with you 3 tips for troubleshooting your ukulele. Now, if you're new to the ukulele, you might be thinking, this doesn't sound the way I want it to. Well, not to worry. I've isolated 3 things that are often the issue with new ukulele players, and I'm going to share them with you. Let's go. The first troubleshooting tip I'm going to share with you is trim. Trim our nails. Now, I like to get my nails done, and when I haven't been playing a lot of ukulele, they start to grow. And when I go to play my ukulele, what happens is when I put my fingers on the string, the nail gets in the way of me pushing down all the way. And when that happens, I know I'm going to be restricted from being able to play that pure sound when I push down on the string. So get yourself a nail clipper, head over to the bathroom, and trim those nails. You want to make sure that your fingertip and your nail are equal. And when they do, you'll be able to push down on the string. Tip number 2 is tune. Now here's the thing. If you have a new ukulele, you're going to have to tune it often. This one I've had forever, so I don't have to tune it very often. But all sorts of things can be the issue, like weather. So here in Seattle where I live, the weather changes often. It's warm and then it's cold. That's going to affect your strings and keep your ukulele out of tune. So what I want to tell you is make sure to tune before you play every single time. So all you'll need to do is either find an external tuner that you can clip on here, or I get the one on my phone. I like that because it's a quick app named GuitarTuna, and I have put a link to that app below. But what I also like about that is it's just not one more gadget that I have to keep track of and make sure the battery's all working and whatnot. So GuitarTuna is the app that I use. I put it right in front of me, and I'm just going to go through the strings and make sure that each one of them sound correct on my tuner. And if they don't, you're just going to twist those tuning pegs and you'll be off and running. This can often be what's holding you back from sounding great. So go tune your ukulele, and let's find out what tip number 3 is. Tip number 3 is tips. The tips of your fingers are what you are going to want to use to play the strings on the ukulele. Now, if I'm playing C and I'm using my ring finger, I need to make sure that I'm pushing down, straight down onto that string. Now, this particular string, being string number 1, the one closest to the floor, I don't have another one below it. So it's pretty easy to make sure that one is right. But when I start to play G, the chord of G, and I've got 3 fingers on here, I have to make sure that my fingers are coming straight down onto the strings, because if they're bending over even a little bit like this, I'm going to end up touching more than one string. So in order to make sure that you are playing the right strings, what you're going to do is you're going to isolate each string. So when I'm playing G, it looks like this. I'm going to go to my first finger, and I'm going to make sure that this 3rd string, 1, 2, 3, that I'm pushing down sounds like what I want it to. I want it to sound pure. So if I'm barely touching it, I might get a funny sound. See, I'm not pushing down hard enough, and I'm getting a sound like that. I'm dulling the string, but I'm not doing it enough so that it's creating a new pitch. And there it is. There's that sound. So you want to play with that sound with that finger until you get that pure sound. All right. Then you're going to go to the next one. Now you're going to go to your middle finger, and that's our first string, and you're going to play it. That sounds good, but what if this? Nope, I'm not pushing hard enough. So you want to make sure you're pushing hard enough, and then check your finger. Check the tip of your finger to make sure you see that line at the tippy top. You don't want it down the side, because that means that your finger is likely going to be bending. And then of course our 3rd finger goes on, and I'm just going to check it, isolate it by itself, and make sure it sounds right. So I should be able to go and there's my G chord. But if it doesn't sound pure like that, figure out which string is not right and work with the placement of just that tip of that finger before adding another finger. Once you know where that's at, notice how my fingers are sort of up like that, not lying down and taking a nap. They're up, they're ready to go. This is going to help you make sure your tips are playing the ukulele and not your entire hand, those fingers resting on those strings. If you enjoyed these tips but still need a little bit of help, you might be a perfect candidate for my beginning training for playing the ukulele called Yes, You Can Play the Ukulele. Now, this training is designed for teachers of early childhood kiddos. That means that I'll teach you tons of songs that you can bring to your circle time and all throughout the day. But don't worry, if you don't work with little ones, you're still going to learn all of the skills that you'll need in order to play most songs that you want. So make sure to click that link down below and you can join on this on-demand level 1 beginner's ukulele class. And let's stop saying, I'll never be able to play an instrument, because today is your day to learn the ukulele.